why did God create man?
To follow his commandments.
Listen to it, man. Yeah, see, you gotta love to hear it. That's what the Most High is trying to change about his men. Y'all are children of the Most High, man.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Listen to it.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
No, conclusion is the end of the thing. Read.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Pardon the shirt. What does it say?
Fear God.
Fear God. Go ahead.
And keep his commandments.
The next young man. What does it say?
Fear God.
No, what's the next thing? I told you gotta listen. What does it say? Read again.
Fear God and
fear
keep
God, and what his
and
part?
keep his commandments.
And what does it say?
Keep his commandments.
And keep his commandments. Read the next part.
For this is the whole duty of man.
You come here. Come around here, sir. Yes, young man. So fear God and keep his commandments, for this is what?
The whole duty of man. Oh, I'm sorry.
The whole duty of man. Why did God make man? That's right, to fear him and keep his commandments. So now you young brothers, read the next part.
This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men, I call.
So now I'm going to give y'all the benefit. I'm going to say y'all men. And I'm going to say I'm an old man. So now unto you, O men, do I call. What is God calling you to do? To fear him and keep his commandments, because that's the whole duty. That's why he created you. So if you ain't gonna listen to him, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna kill you. That's why our cousins, brothers, nephews, uncles, fathers in the penitentiary and dead in the street, and we don't know why. Because they didn't understand why God created them. But you need to learn, man. For I call you, old men. Read.
And my voice is to the sons of man.
And my voice is to 1,000 generations that fear him, that respect him, and keep the commandments. Okay, so now you young brothers should be saying, well, what commandment should I do? What can I do? What? That which I see not, teach thou me. If it's one thing, don't stand here for us, stand here for yourself. If you could leave with just one thing, what would you leave with? What type of problem would you say you have? Even if it's with another individual, even if it's with a parent, even if it's with school, just one problem. Let us help you with one problem. And then we've done our job, and then at least you gave the Most High your ear, because his servants called you. He called you through his servants. Just give us one problem. What can you use help? What can we help you with? Huh? School. Okay, school. One, you got it? School.
So now, get Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs and
oh, y'all got fly.
And then you get Ecclesiastes chapter 9. So you say it's school. So what's some of the things pertaining to school that you having problems with? Like in school.
Don't fill it up. Bring it out.
Right. So now, yeah. And start at 1.
Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
So now, dealing with school, who do you have to listen to that give you instructions before you go to school?
What's up, man? Come here, take a fly.
Nah, read it again, huh?
All right.
My son, forget not my law, but let thine...
No, I'm sorry. You know what? Start at... Right. 4 and 1. I'm sorry.
This is Proverbs 4 and 1. Hear ye children the instruction of a father.
Exactly. So the first thing you have to do before you go to school is do what? I'm gonna see if y'all paying attention.
Have the instructions of the father.
Exactly. Hear the instructions of your father. And not just your father, also who? Your mother. Because your parents instruct you and tell you what to do and what not to do when you go to school. What's some of the things they tell you? Pay attention when you're in class. Don't be disrespectful to the teachers. All right. Don't be in school fighting and brawling. And don't be in school chasing those little girls. See? Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Me, myself, I work in a school. So I see firsthand the mistakes that our young men like you all's age make. The first thing y'all do is be chasing up after the little girls. And the Most High said we not supposed to do that. Get you got Ecclesiastes 9?
Or what about the learning? How's your learning in school? Are you smart in school or mediocre?
I'm just lazy. I don't get to work.
You just lazy. So if you're lazy, then that means you're struggling with grades from time to time. Okay? So now let's get the book of Exodus, chapter 4.
So this is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 11. And the Lord said unto him, who had made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Lord?
So we're going to have to read it to them again.
This is Exodus 4 and 11. And the Lord said unto him, who had made man's mouth?
Right, so he's talking to Moses. Y'all ever seen that picture, Prince of Egypt, when a man took the staff and put it down in the water and it split? Guess who that was? That was Moses. That was a black man. There was a wall of water on the left and one on the right. You understand? It was so tall, and then the Spirit of the Lord dried the ground up while four parents walked through on dry ground. He put his power, man. He gave Moses spiritual power. But Moses, he wasn't a smart cat. He wasn't somebody that could speak and flow. So he went there. He didn't want to do it. And the Lord said, who made man's mouth dumb? So every time a man's mouth it can't speak in an eloquent fashion, or he don't have the ticker, you know whose fault that is? You can blame that on God. God say, who made man dumb? Did not the Lord? That's what he said. Read it again.
Exodus 4 and 11. And the Lord said unto him, who had made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Lord? So with that being said, if the Most High give all those things the ability to know something, like I show you something. This is 1 Kings 10 and verse 23. It says, so King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom.
Yeah, we'll just move over here out of the sidewalk. Feel free. Y'all can stay and listen, or you can keep going. Me trying to talk, no problem. In education, then you know what you got to do? You got to deal with these laws, because these laws will make you smart. That's what they'll do. Deuteronomy 4. Check this out.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Go ahead.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Right, the nations. You got the teachers. You probably got white teachers, you probably got black teachers, you probably got Chinese teachers. But when you keep these laws and you go sit in a class, what's your name? TJ gonna be smart. And also you're gonna have enough common sense not to run with the bottom feeders in the school, the people that are doing the wrong thing. See? So you gotta use these laws, TJ, to make you a smarter person. You understand? Because then you're gonna be a wise and understand. They're gonna be like, TJ, that's a good child right there. Exactly. That's a good young man right there. And then you know what else they're gonna do? They're gonna help you go to school. Because the things that they write with that pen, believe it or not, is the breaker or maker of your future. Right. If that little report, all those little incidents that they write upon y'all on school is holding you back. But if you use these laws and you become wise and understanding, they're gonna write good things. And then you're gonna have SLU, Wash U, you understand? Right. The University of Illinois, the D1 school, Kansas City, you would have those schools warning you. They won't mind you coming to their thing, but they don't want a fighter. They don't want a sex offender. So if y'all there being being perverted and being Mr. Nasty Man, because the girls want to wear booty shorts and they want to do this and that, don't let that be you. Because that thing that they write down, that's gonna reflect you just like a credit report for an adult. That little school report follow you everywhere you go. You see, this is just confirmation for your parents. Your parents tell you this, right? That's right.
Right. So, get Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. Because he made a good point that the laws of the Most High, not only do it make us be proclaimed a wise and understanding people to the nations, to the school you go to, and everybody who see you do well when you deal with these commandments. Go ahead.
Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge.
And wisdom and knowledge. Keep going.
Shall be the stability of thy time.
Shall be the stability of thy times, TJ. So the wisdom of the Bible is what makes you stable of your time. Because right now, how old are you?
17.
Right now you're 17. So these laws is what makes TJ at the age of 17 in your time right now be what? Be stable. All right? To where it won't be hard for you. Okay? The things that was too hard for you won't be hard for you anymore. All right? So now get Ecclesiastes chapter 19 to find out what's the wisdom and what's the knowledge that's going to help you be stable.
Yo, friend, you gonna tell us what you need help with?
I'd say same thing. It's not about like laziness. I mean, I got good grades and all. They just sometimes
Now just come through. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Let's stand with us. We ain't got nothing to do. Come stand with us.
My bad, guys.
Go ahead.
it could be like the crowds and crowds. That's all.
The crowd.
Yeah, the crowds.
Exodus 23. So we're going to help you with that.
Exodus
23. Right. Because I understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. Because I was once a young man myself, and I got enticed by the crowd and the things they did. Go ahead.
Exodus 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude or what?
All the crowds.
Or a crowd. Keep going.
To do evil.
To do evil. See? Because we know what the crowds do. They fight. All right. They just hang out in the hallways, right? They be in the group in the classroom, making all kind of noise, being disrespectful. See? So that still goes with the things we were showing TJ. Because the Most High say not to do what again?
Follow not a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
Right. So it says, don't follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shall thou speak in the cause with many to wrest judgment. Because that's what crowds do, don't they? They all talk, and they talk amongst each other and make up things about what? Somebody else. See? That might not be true. And then now what's happening? That crowd going to jump somebody, fight somebody. All right.
Have you accepted the fact that they changed you? 1533.
Yeah.
See? So you gotta realize that. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Listen to this.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 33. Evil communication, be not deceived.
Right.
Evil communications corrupt good manners.
See?
Right.
So be not deceived, meaning don't get tricked. So people have warned you and told you, guess what? What's your name?
Listen.
Lester?
Listen.
Liston. Like Sonny Liston. Spirit. So listen, people have told you, hey man, don't go around them. Don't do this, don't do that. But you allow yourself to be deceived into thinking that you can go around them without changing your behavior. Next thing you know what you're doing? You showing up at home saying things that you hearing the crowd say.
Right.
And you ain't supposed to do that.
Right.
And you right? Exactly. And so the same behavior that they saw on others, now they causing it. Now they see it on you. So it said, "Be not deceived." What type of communication? Evil. So you're supposed to see them as evil. You ain't supposed to see them as friends. You're supposed to see that that's bad. Evil communication corrupt what? Good home training. Your training that your parents, because your parents teach you, they taught you. You see? They taught you, and it went out the door. So now you got to go back to your parents, man. You got to make it right. Or whoever brought you and whoever taught you, you got to make it right by cutting off that type of communication with those people that didn't mean good for you. And then you got to actually follow through and don't be afraid to cut them off. Just go the opposite way. You ain't got to be like, yo, you know I'm cutting you off. You ain't got to do that. Just go the opposite direction. brother. Hey,
All right, now.
y'all be careful out here, man, and remember what we talked to y'all about. What's up, bro? Y'all take a fly, man. Y'all good? All right.
Them, all the so-called black pioneers tried. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, all the different, Harriet Tubman. What's the new movie that came out? Selma. What's the other brother that we went to see?
Nat
Turner tried. He tried to stand up and revolt. Failed. Because it wasn't of the Most High. Because the only person that's going to redeem our people out of this bondage that we in is Christ.
Right.
And I ain't talking about the white European image on the wall. Christ was a man of color of the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that the so-called African Americans come from. Now, read the very next verse because you're going to find out your true name, what God called us, and it ain't African American. Go ahead.
These are the words of the covenant.
These are the words of the agreement. Y'all brothers, you got a house? You rent?
Hell no.
Oh, you own your house?
I live with my bird.
Oh, your mom, she rent or own a house?
Own.
She owns, so that contract that she signed was a covenant, an agreement. Go ahead.
Which the Most High commanded Moses.
Which the Lord, the God that's making it rain right now, brother, he commanded Moses, go ahead,
to make with the
to
children
make,
of Israel.
to make with who?
The children of Israel.
So what did God call the slaves that came over here on ships? The children of Israel, and those are our forefathers, right? So what does that make us? Who?
Jewish.
No, not Jewish. Jew is short. When you look at that sign out there, you see Judah. Jew is short for the word Judah. Now, get Jeremiah 14:2. Because you said Jewish. The people that's proclaiming to be Jews, when you say Jewish, ish means to be like. The so-called black man, we are the Jew.
All right.
That's our true nationality. We are the Jew. We are the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 14:2. Judah mourned,
So the Jews, they was mourning. Go ahead.
and the gate thereof
The
language.
gates of the city of Jerusalem was destroyed. Go ahead.
They are black.
They what?
They are black
Go ahead.
unto the ground.
So the Most High said the Jews their skin complexion was black like unto the ground. So where did Jewish people come from? They lied. Now you get Revelation chapter 2. We're gonna find out who they are. Because Jew ain't it. That's a lie that they told us. Man, they got our records because they have a God-given name. The same way that God called us, the children of Israel, right? They have a God-given name, and it's Esau, from the nation of Edom. But what has happened over time, the names of these people that's in this book have been changed. Now they go by European, now they call themselves Turkian, now they call themselves French, but their God-given name is Esau according to the Bible. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy work
God said he knows thy works. Go ahead.
and tribulation.
And tribulation. Who you think God is talking to? He's talking to the Jews. So he said he know thy works and tribulation. Or the so-called Jewish people walking around in tribulation now. What do you think tribulation is? Problems. Getting gunned down in the street. On Section 8. On food stamps. Got single parent houses. Every so-called Jewish family I've seen has had both parents in the house. So-called Jewish, because that's not their God-given name. So they ain't in tribulation, but we in the tribulation. Go ahead.
And poverty.
And poverty, or the Jewish people in poverty. I'm a Quabbin. I just built, the company I work for, we just built a house for them in Clayton. And who stay next door? The Jewish people. The so-called white guys with the beanies on their head trying to imitate this with the 4 strings on their coat. They ain't never in poverty. They got $1 million houses in Clayton. So they ain't in poverty. But the real Jews, they in poverty. And that's the people that you see strolling up and down the Del Mongo hanging out. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
God said, but thou art rich. What makes us rich? Is it the money in the bank? Hold that and get Psalms 147, verse 19.
This is Psalms chapter 147, verse 19.
Let's show you what make us rich, man. You believe in God, young brother? Okay, so did God create gold? What about the silver?